And the
podcast
begins with a song of rebellion.
How can this
podcast
be my life?
CD Burners.
Petty?
Yo.
Welcome to California.
Oh, yeah. Paradise.
You like it?
Yeah, for sure. Paradise. Best place on earth.
How many times you been here?
Probably like 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Milwaukee. Cold.
Is it cold right now?
No, it ain't cold. It's like 76.
Move that mic over here. So
I got you.
let me make that happen. Dude, that's because it's fucking hot as shit here.
Yeah, no. But I stay in Phoenix right now, so it's super hot in Phoenix.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm from Tucson.
Oh, so you know
I know all about it.
you know about the desert.
The first time I moved there, when I moved there from New York. It was 120 degrees the first summer
yeah.
we moved there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? How were we going to fucking live like this?
It was just 120 before I came to L.A.
I mean, okay, anyway, welcome, Petti Hendrix.
What's
to
going on?
CD Burners. This is the first bonus podcast I've ever done.
Okay.
I've never done one of these without TJ and without talking about an album. And
Okay.
I'm going in blind.
Oh, I feel special, you know?
Dude, it's cool.
Make me feel good.
I'm excited to have you. And I'm, like I said, I'm going in pretty blind.
Oh, yeah.
I know what I know about you is what I heard from Josh and the MDDN guys.
Yeah.
And honestly, they have some really nice shit to say about you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they see something really special
Yeah.
in you. So can you just give me a little bit of background on yourself? Like, and to be open and honest. Like, I don't give a shit about anything. We can swear, we can talk about whatever. Nothing matters. And I think it's important to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's important to be who you are.
Yeah.
So,
No, I just come from a small town, Milwaukee. A lot of talent, but really no outlets. Like how California is, like we sitting here. This type of stuff ain't in Milwaukee. So, you know, I just always had a love for music and sports. I used to play basketball. I come from like a sports family, so we was heavy on competition, and so we used to freestyle, rap, and everything. That's how we got into. I got into music. It started like freestyling, and then I end up getting like
with your family?
yeah,
like with your
my
family
brothers,
and friends?
Yeah, friends, yeah. Then
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, like, when you say like started freestyling rap, like, what did that look like? Like, where were you? Like, did you? Because I know how I grew up. I grew up in like, you know, we used to play shows in like garages and basements and kitchens and shit like that.
Yeah, we was like in living rooms, like in the hood, like rough, like so. We just making fun out of what we can, you know.
So what did that like? Was it? I don't know. Like, it's not my world, right? So like, and I think a lot of the people that probably are listening to this might not be their world either. Give me a little bit of insight on what that looked like for you. Like, what was that like? Is it like, do you look at that with like nostalgia? Do you look back at that being like, I'm glad I did that, or like, fuck, I wish I would.
I'm glad I chose life, you know, choose life, you know. But yeah, it was rough, like gangs, guns. It was like everything bad. You could just turn the wrong way at any point. It was that easy. Everything was like super accessible, like the wrong stuff, you know. So, man, you just gotta choose. Basketball kept me and my brothers on like a straight path, but you know, we would dibble and dabble, like get off track, but we always like kept a focus and stuff, you know. But it was rough, like all my friends and everything, like it's like that, you know. Like,
let's talk about music for a little bit.
yeah.
Like, for a second, because I don't know shit about basketball. I'm not like, look, I'm like 5 feet tall, dude. I don't know anything about it. This is what I did. I did drugs and played in bands.
Yeah.
I did not do any sports.
Yeah.
I mean, like baseball when I was a little kid, like softball or whatever the fuck, you know, and your parents like make you do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about sports. So like, but I do know about music.
Yeah.
When you guys were all together and freestyling, hanging out, like what's like the stuff that you grew up listening to?
Well, what I grew up listening to is old school rock, every type of music. Cause my dad, they used to make like, we used to have parties in the basement. They used to do like Soul Train lines. I'd be in there, he'd be listening to Born in the USA one day, Tupac the next day. Like, so I come from like a multi-culture, like music background, far as just what I heard growing up. So that's why I probably could tap into this rock stuff. Like I could listen to a song and be like, that's a good song. But I could hang with like 12 people that you probably like, he don't supposed to listen to this or something.
Well, the cool thing is now is like what I'm seeing in music is that when I was growing up, it was like people that listen to rap would go to rap shows, people that listen to rock go rock shows, people that listen to like metal go to metal shows.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing now is like everybody, there's no real like, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Like nobody like, and that's how I always wanted it to be. That's really how I always wanted it to be. But it was like, you know, it really was a little bit, you'd feel a little bit fish out of water if you did that stuff. Did you go to like a ton of shows in Milwaukee?
No, I didn't. No, we went, unfortunately, I didn't. We had like super money and stuff. So my first show I ever went to was Kid Cudi.
Sick.
Yeah, like, and he was already like big. Like he was already going to the USA arena with like 10,000 people. So yeah.
Was music something that you're like, is this like a whole brand new thing for you? Is this like the path that you wanted to take, or is this? Yeah,
I always liked the music and basketball, like either or. Like it was like I knew I loved it, both of them, but music, I could express myself, man. And, you know, so I took this route. Like I love music, like even listening to it. Like I used to have the Eminem CD with the broken bar soap.
Bro, let me ask you
I'm
this.
talking about young, like super young, like Snot coming out. I know thought I was Eminem and all that, you know.
Did your mom fucking
I
throw it out?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, see,
it's,
you know.
I know all about it, dude. It's exactly like every single person I've talked to, and it's been like a very, very through line of people being like, yeah, my mom threw that fucking CD out the window. Which is, it was like that, and then the Marilyn Manson one. Like everybody was like, no, you can't listen to this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting because, you know, you're with MDDN. Like, how did all of that happen?
So I'm at my friend Big Bear house. He gonna listen. He know. So the beat came on, which is "Be Okay Today," and I was like, "Bro, I'm finna make a rock song, bro." I'm like, and everybody was like, so the beat came and, you know, everybody was laughing like, man, you know, like, man, you tripping.
Wait, bring it back a little bit. Like what? Like why? Like out of all the, like I just wanted
to do something different, you know. I always was different though, like even my raps, like, but I just wanted to like see if I could do it. I always liked to like rock and stuff, so I was like, man, I'm just finna see if I could do it. So when I started, I went to YouTube and just typed in like, I don't know if it was like, I think it was Poor Stacy type beats or MGK type beats. It was one of them. And I landed on like after 30 beats, I probably like 60 beats, I landed on to Be Okay, like, and I started writing it. And you know, I was singing in front of like hard like hood people when they was like, man, you tripping, laughing at me.
Did they like, were they into it? Were they like,
no, they wasn't into it. They was like, bro, you tripping, bro, like that. And I was like, that made me double down, like, no, this fire. So I booked the studio session that day and went to go record Be Okay. And then when I got the song, people were still laughing at me like, man, Petti, you crazy. But they always knew I was a rock star though, but that song was like a little left field for the type of music we listen to and make.
Yeah, and the type of people that you're like hanging out with.
Yeah.
What do they think now?
Man, they proud of me, you know.
Were you like, I told you?
No, I don't say that. It's all like they know, you know, when you get on the phone, you can tell like they know, like,
right.
Dang, you really did this, like, and it went off one song, it went like crazy, you know.
All right, so go back. So you went in the studio. Everybody was fucking like, "What are you doing?" Dude?
Yeah, no, I dropped the song, came back, played it for my guys. They like, at that point, I don't know if they was like too much. They was like, "Boy, you crazy," you know, just laugh like, "You crazy, man. It's all right. It's decent," you know. So I ended up getting the cameraman, like paid like my friends to hold like the camera and go rent it out, like Uncle Bob's. It's like a light store and they had a stage. So I just went there like, how much you would charge me to shoot a video? I just want to use the stage. They charged me $100. We went up there and filmed like one of the bogus videos. It turned out bad. So the cameraman, which is my boy Slicky P, he was set with the footage and he was like, yeah, I think we should shoot it over. But I ain't had no more money. He was like, bro, I just paid $100. So I said, send me the footage. So I edited it and took the best 15, 30 seconds and put it on Instagram and put like $20 behind it. And then, which I know now, it was Alternative Press, but it was Josh who found me, and everything else happened from there. I can't even, like, it's just magic, bro. Like, huh?
How did he just DM you?
Yeah.
What was your first, like,
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
No, he just like sent it. I'm gonna post it. And when he posted, it was like on Alternative Press. And then that's when I seen Benji Madden and everybody commented on there. And then I was in a car with my boy Slick, and I'm like, look at this dog named Benji Madden. Like, he got a blue check. You know, everybody didn't have a blue check at the time. So I'm like, I went to his page, and then it's crazy because my boy Slick, he like 42. So he pulled over like, man, it's only one Benji Madden I know, Benji Madden. He's like, that's from Good Charlotte. And I look like, yep, it say Good Charlotte right here. And then he was super excited. I'm like, I went to go listen to the anthem. I remember that from Tony Hawk. You know what I'm saying? So, boom.
What a wild. Look, that sounds like, it's rare these days for something like that to happen. It sounds like a early 2000s movie where somebody's like, you know, where they're like, wait, I have this, what the fuck, like a celebrity? Like it's like a dream come true situation. No, Josh hit you up. He was like, hey, I really like this song. Yeah. I really like what you have going on.
But I didn't know it was Josh at the time.
You're just like, thought it was like the nameless, like alternative press something. Exactly, yeah, you're just like, this magazine is saying what's up to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was.
So what I think this is cool. Like, I do think this is cool that Josh was like, he doesn't know too much about this scene.
No.
Which I think is fucking sick. Yeah. Like, I think that's really great. Yeah. I think to bring a different perspective into something that, like, you know, we have a lot of that. Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of people don't, well, I don't want to give away my sauce what I'm finna do, so, you know. But it is the podcast, and it's a bonus, so I'm going to get y'all exclusive. So when I come to the rock, like, when I get around, I see, like, a lot of rock bands don't sample music, so it's like in rap, I see everybody sampling all old stuff. I just feel like, man, like, rock guy, like, I come, like, my dad used to play 80s rock, like what's Bruce Springsteen, like, the Born in the USA, like, nobody.
The Boss.
Ain't nobody ever remade them type of song, like an anthem with Good Charlotte, like nobody, like, this is like, man, it's crazy to me. It's like all this good music, and it's like nobody taking chances, like, new people ain't, like, remaking it and stuff. Like, that's crazy, but in rap, it's like these songs get recycled so much, like, years, 30 years later, every year songs get recycled.
They're still doing it. Like, they're taking rock, like sample after sample after sample.
And I feel like rap
samples.
doing it more with rock. Like, rap will go take rock samples. Like, why ain't no rockers doing this and, like, honoring, like, these great bands? Or maybe I just don't know about it. Maybe you could tell me some music like that. But
honestly,
I like 80s rock and stuff, so I want to sample and do that, remake that in my way, in my swag.
You kind of bring up a good point. Like, I think it's probably because these artists are like, we're rock, we're writing rock songs, but I think you're looking at it from a different perspective where you're like, I'm rock, but I'm approaching rock differently. I'm taking rock and using it in a way that rap would do it. And which, the idea that we had Emo Night is incredibly simple. Yeah. Like, the best ideas come from the most simple ideas. Dude, all we do is play other people's songs. Yeah. That's it. We don't do, but it wasn't done in a club atmosphere before. And so
I seen some videos that were cracking too.
Yeah, that's all we do. We literally just play other people's songs. And like, so sometimes, and everybody, when we first started, people were like, we could do that. Like, why we can do that? Like, why? And we gave a shit about it. And the way that it feels like you're approaching this is like, in my mind, I'm like, that's simple. Yeah.
I mean, if it worked in the 80s and it was super hits, and in the 90s it worked, and then Good Charlotte and all them, and Blink-182, all that work, like, them songs like 30 something, you know, them songs, I was like, we could just remake them. Like, I think it's simple, like, but maybe we miss. Listen, if I make 50 songs, other people's songs, and twist it and take little stuff, maybe it miss. But I'm here to try. Like, I ain't scared to fail, you know, so I'm gonna try.
Well, I mean, like, it sounds good. Like, it sounds interesting and good, because in my brain, because I'm like, this, to me, it sounds like, why hasn't somebody done this?
Yeah, like, I can't believe it.
And that's like something those are the best ideas, is when you go like, I could do that. Why didn't I do that? It's like when people look at fine art and they go, I could have done this. And then, well, why didn't you? Yeah. You know? Well, why didn't you?
Or you could have thought of something like the street lights, like from red means stop. Like, that's super easy, but they like, that's infinite, like, we don't even know who made this stuff, but it's like, this stuff we use in everyday life, like, so that's really the goal, like, sidewalks and stuff, like, man, that stuff's, like, crazy, bro, like that. Somebody, like, we don't even know we don't even care who made this, but we use it every day.
Every single day.
That's crazy. It's like the club atmosphere, like.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I think the things that we do in every single day life that had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like one time we used like goats as currency.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
exactly.
somebody was like, we have to like trade stuff to get
Yeah,
stuff.
like I got some rice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It was like somebody like made money and now it's like, now we have an idea of like how we do that shit in daily life. And it evolves, right? Like now I use my phone to pay for everything. It doesn't look the same as it does, but the concept is still the same.
Yeah. No,
Right?
for real, yeah.
So
With the flip phones.
with the flip phone, dude. I'm going back, actually.
No kids.
What do you feel about, how do you, like, all right, side. By the way, I might be the worst interviewer in the entire world.
No, you good.
I'm pretty bad. I have the worst fucking ADD known to man. It's maybe the worst quality to have in an interview. I'll like ask something and then
I can't
I'll go
tell. You
Really?
good. Yeah, you
Hell
good.
yeah, let's go. Like, how do you feel about social media? Like, cause I'm ready to go back to the fucking no
Yeah,
Instagram.
I guess it take away the grind. Like, I don't know, man. Social media, I mean, if it worked for you, I don't know, man. You could just get lost on there. I don't know, like, how to touch on that. Like, social media is like, it's the gift and the curse.
I
Boom.
agree.
There it is.
Dude, it's like sometimes, and I just had a conversation about this with somebody where it's like, I think it's incredible that, look, if it wasn't for social media, Josh probably wouldn't have found you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say I can't go against it.
Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, fucking, I feel pressure to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
And that's not like that's like not really what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think everybody, even like success, it's just like a depression. Like it'll give like false. Like you would look at somebody and think they like over succeed, and then you would get around and be like, "Dang, on your Instagram, like your social media look like you in Manchester." But
Just
you
a
know,
highlight reel of people's lives.
Yeah, like I took a trip to like Laguna Beach, and it's like all these people like getting in front of these like fancy cars doing content, but like getting the cameras cut off, like they just.
That's it. And then you go back to your regular life, right?
Yeah, so I guess social media is like you can edit your life.
You can
to
edit
what you want it to be. So I guess that's the gift and the curse, though.
And
Because if you believe it,
then
like
you
if-
are it.
or
I guess.
whoever is watching, if they believe it, that's all that matters. Like
It really
you
is.
got to make somebody believe.
I'm really just trying to post nothing. Is what I want. I don't want anybody to know anything about. Like I've gone in the reverse where I'm like, I don't want anybody to fucking know anything about me. I'm like having a rough time with dealing with all this shit.
Yeah,
like
I need to get to that point in my life, though.
Yeah, I mean, like we're just starting, dude. It's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for you. The way that you talk about it sounds like I know the song. Like I know what you put out so far.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now after hearing like this process and what you're taking and what you're going to be doing, now I wish that it was out now so I could actually take a listen to it because it sounds. What's the plan? Like, what are you in the studio? Are you going back in the studio?
Yeah.
Who are you doing this with? Like, what's the deal?
I've been working with Luke. You know, I got to get Heisner, but Heisner just moved. But that's my boy. We gonna link. I've been working with John, Mileage, just these collective of people who just open. Like I'm just like a vessel, man. Like. I just want to get poured into and I want to pour into people, you know, like give people a chance. It could be a line. Like I'm in there, because I write songs too. But if I'm in the studio with you, you could be like, man, I got this harmony. I'm going to always like let people do what they do and just grab what I need, or I could change it, or I can give people ideas, you know? So I just think we come in a time, it's just like ideal is trying to break sound, like, because everything's kind of like, I don't know in the rock world, I'm just saying in the rap world, like everything kind of like, sound like super the same right now, and it's just like anything that's different might could win right now, like all across the board, you know?
I was going to ask you about the rap world. Like I was going to actually ask you because it's like there's a like I like rap. I like rap a lot. Like, but in the last couple of years, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. Like you know, I never know if it's like, oh, am I turning into the thing that like the older people used to say about like the music that I listen to. They're like, this is shit. Like there's certainly things that I really like about it. There's like a couple of new artists that I really like. Yeah. There's a couple, but for the most part, I'm like, kind of does.
Yeah.
Like
it's
sound, I'm like,
repetitive,
yeah. What like, but like, what is your, if you know, sounds like you've noticed that where it's like things are starting to sound a little homogenous.
Yeah. So I was watching the interview and I ain't gonna say the rapper name, some of it, but this just like a concept. Yeah. So he was saying like his label, he was making like quote unquote like music he wanted to make, and that's what blew him up. But then he made like a song for the females, and that really blew him up. And now that's all the music he making right now. And then he went on the interview and said like, "Oh, I just make it because the label want me to make it." In this, so I feel like that's the problem too. I think when some start working, people don't try to go do something else. They just stay in that lane if it work. Because if it worked one time, they just gonna ride it out. And I think like Kanye or something, like he good at like just switching everything. Like at the time, nobody probably wanted to switch, but then when he switch, you be like, "Oh man, we needed that."
It's artistic integrity.
Yeah, like a painter, like you can't draw the same art every time. So it's like you got these pockets, man.
That's
so it's no genre.
Good. All right, good. That's how I feel, and that's also how I feel about Kanye.
Yeah.
I think that he's like beyond any. Like I love him. I like it when he was like when he put out
Twisted Dark Fantasy.
No,
808 and Heartbreak.
Oh, keep going, dude.
Graduation.
Keep going. After that, it was before Donda. It was like when it was.
Oh, you talking about what's the with Christmas Wave Don't Die? The Life of Pablo.
Dude, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I blanked
about that.
And there's like no, and then even before that, he was like no choruses. Like there was no choruses. There was like no, he was like experimental, and that's what people gravitated towards. They were like, this sounds different. This sounds not like everything that I've heard. This doesn't sound like a regurgitated thing of this and this and this. And I as a guy that, likes art, I gravitated towards something that even if it didn't hit me right away, after a bunch of listens, I was like, this is a genius thing. He took a chance. And that's what I like. It's kind of what I like about you.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
You're doing something that other people aren't doing.
Yeah.
And which is also hard. Like dude, it's fucking hard.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah.
No, you're sitting here.
Yeah.
You're talking to me. You're doing it.
Nah.
You're in California. You're doing it.
Nah, sometimes all this stuff don't feel real. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm going to always say that. Like, this crazy, bro, how all this stuff happening. I'm just like, here, in the present, like, living it. Feel like I'm going to wake up and it's like, I'm going to be back like, dang, man, like, dude, it's over.
Because you had a life prior to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was not super easy, right?
No, at all.
Yeah. Like, you want to talk a little bit about it? Because I want to know. I'm interested in that, and I think that I've been to jail, I've done stuff. Like I've done a ton of shit. And
I got locked up. I went to the feds probably like 2020 or something. I don't know, but that was the worst.
During the pandemic.
Yeah. I did some fraud stuff. Yeah. Well, I got caught up in something.
Gives a shit.
Yeah. But I had to go do a year in jail, but that was the worst and best time of my life, because the worst thing is like being away from the people you love and just having to go into this whole new world of just animals.
You scared?
Yeah.
It's scary.
Because I'm not so I be around like hood people that do a lot of stuff. It's like I don't do that. So fraud like not considered like street stuff. So I did fraud, and that's a whole story how it happened, but I did fraud. So when I went in there, like, everybody was like, dang, Pete, like, you finna go. So I feel like it was almost like destiny or spiritual for me to go there. But when I went there, I learned so much because I was scared. But when I got there, like, I became a man, bro. Like, I seen the best people in the world, bro. I seen like 70-year-olds, like, healthy, eating, playing basketball. Like, I feel like the chosen people, them the real warriors. Like, and people made mistakes, whether they white, blue, black, purple, whatever. Like, them the people, some of them made real mistakes. That probably cost them a lifetime.
They're not getting out. Like, you're getting out.
Yeah, so when I could get out and I could be in front of these cameras or do rock music, like, I'm totally comfortable with myself, like, because, man, I was in there with real warriors. Like, this life stuff, I had to go to jail to realize this life stuff is easy. Not no street shit, not no cold stuff or nothing. I'm just saying, like, real, like, going in there, learning everything almost to life, be able to channel energy and, man, strip down to nothing. Can't eat after 4:30. The next time you eat 5:30, training yourself, like, to manifest stuff. So when I see here, like, man, I believe and I talk this stuff up. And so when I see here, like, it's almost could bring me to tears, because it's like, man, the human, like, man, it's so much like, this like hell. Like, the real world is hell. Jail is hell. But I'm saying, like, out here it's just so much so much freedom. You could just go this way, do this. You could whatever. You could do whatever. Go sell drugs, kill somebody. You could do this. You could be a positive person.
All this is extra. Like once you get all of that stuff taken away from you.
So you appreciate it too more. Like, man, I'm out here. Like, just like I was telling the person I rode over here with today, I was like, just about time, bro. Like, how I was in Milwaukee and I thought I was doing all this stuff. But when I got to LA and it's like, you got to do this at 1, then you got to do this at 3, you got to do this, then you got to check in here. And there's no time wasted. And I realized, like, man, I probably wasted like 10 years of my life thinking I was like doing it. Like, yeah, I'm going hard.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's pretty much how I feel. I know now I'm like every day I'm like, sweet, this is like, even if there's traffic, I'm like, at least I get to be in traffic. You know, because there's times where you're just like, I wish that, you know, like the worst thing that happens when you don't have freedom is like the best thing that you wish could happen when you can't grasp it. And so like this has to feel kind of over the moon to be able to be in a position like you're in.
Just to know, like, the moon ain't even we could go to the abyss. Like, it ain't even no limit. Like, that's what's really crazy. Like, if this what the moon feel like, imagine 3 or 4 years or whatever they say, a hit record or whatever odds a hit is, like, what that feel like. Like, Benji them, like, Joel, Good Charlotte them, I'm around them, they know what that feel like. Like, to be like,
stay here is the thing. Like, that's that's the most important thing for, at least that I've learned, is like, I don't know what Benji and Joel say, I don't know what all those guys say, but I know a lot of people that have made it, and this is the best time. What's happening to you right now at this moment and where you're at, while all that stuff is like incredible and amazing and surreal, the best shit is like making it and like working at it and being hungry for it. And it really feels like, I don't know, if I have anything to say about it, I would just always remember like where you are at right now. Like, remember this feeling. Remember when you get way too big to come into fucking my office and talk to me on a podcast.
No, I'm coming.
You know, like, but remember, you know, like, let's just like, dude, let's just say, you know, just remember, be like, dude, I fucking remember that when I was like first there and you came in, like, it's exciting. It's exciting for you. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, so I guess that's what all this is about. I guess life is all about like creating these memories, you know? So you could look back, like, even in the down times, like I suffered a lot of loss, you know, lost my pops, lost my TT. Like, man, like, all I got is the memories, you know? So I'm just gonna live life, man, one day at a time, man.
What's your family think about what's going on with you?
Oh, my mom's, everybody geeked. Yeah, like, because I've been doing music so long. So when this happened, like, of course it felt fake. But like when Benji gave me the phone call, like, I was like coming to LA, like, now, like, when the video started, everybody like, oh, dang, it's for real, you know? Because a lot of people where I'm from don't know rock music. So I'm like, man, I'm signed to a rock label. Like, everybody like, you know, man, it's the devil music or whatever they saying. Like, it's always like a little resistance. But now, like, it's like, oh, man, it's cool.
To me, that's the coolest. That's like the to be like an outlier. Right? To be an outlier in a world that, like, when you have to actually fight. To be like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I think is cool.
Oh, no, but now on Instagram, the other day, like, somebody from Milwaukee, my hometown, like a black artist, like, he was a rapper. Now he sent me a rock song. So,
dude, you're inspiring people.
It, so I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you're inspiring people. I mean, look,
that's cool. That's a good feeling. That's better than everything. Like, to see somebody like, oh, I made this. I'm like, oh, okay, or this.
Well, you can change somebody's life.
Yeah, exactly.
You can change somebody's life, dude. And you gotten a chance to work with some of the artists on that label, huh?
Yeah.
Met Austin, weird ass.
Yeah, Austin, my guy.
He's the best guy.
He a genius. He gonna love this. He really like Kanye to me.
He's one of my
white Kanye.
He's one of my favorite guys in the entire world. Like, whenever I used to have a show on K-Rock, and which is like a rock station out here, you know, like alternative station, and you know, did a lot of interviews with artists. And whenever I had Austin on, I wouldn't interview him. I would give him word association. I would say 5 words, and I'd be like, tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of this. And that was our interview.
Yeah.
And K-Rock was fucking pissed.
No, Austin clever, man. And I want to appreciate the whole Water Parks for even bringing me into their world. Like, they showed me how, like, I got on a tour bus. Like, they showed me, like, the working parts of tour. Like, because, you know, me coming from Hong Kong, I'm thinking, like, it's 1,000 girls. But like, oh, we finna. And when I got back there, it was so structured and everybody there was for a purpose. Like, so I'm glad I could learn this stuff and get around these people this because I probably would have crashed out, you know. But I see, like, it's a way you could do this and be, like, to the moon the right way.
Well, those guys work. All of these guys work.
Yeah, work real hard.
It's strange because, like, when I was not working in music, right? Like, I thought that it looked a lot different.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, it's like, this is work. And then I'm like, shit, I can't wait to go to bed at like 10.
Yeah. Like yesterday, we shot a video yesterday, man. We wrap up like at 7 or something. It was just like, we all just beat like, we supposed to went to the studio, like, yeah, we gonna call it, man. I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I went to take a shower and went to sleep, so.
The first time I ever shot a music video, it was the first time I ever, and I've heard this experience from bands that were coming up too. It was like our first experience with like what Hollywood was like, because you have like a table of food, you have a ton of people running around doing shit, you don't know what they're doing. You know, it was that like I remember going and being like, I can't believe that this is real.
Yeah. Okay. So we're Hollywood or California. I just talked about this yesterday too. The day before yesterday in the studio. Like, the place. This is for real. Like, okay, so like back at home, I could pay $50 and go to the studio. Here, it's like people got mansions. It be like, man, bro, like this is really like everybody that I'm around. Like it's like $1 million to me. Like it's like everybody living their dream, like doing stuff to be like the best they can, bro. It's like, man, this La La Land, bro. I love it. I don't know everybody. I see the bad, but I see like the super, like the plus side to California. Like, I guess I ain't live here long enough to see like the other side.
Why
like,
are there a bunch of people telling you there's like a bunch of bad shit?
Yeah, like downtown, like like everything changed since COVID. I was like, I ain't here since COVID.
Yeah, well, look, also like, yeah, that's your experience, right? Like that's a cool thing. Yeah. Like it was rough, dude.
Gotham City.
I went crazy.
Yeah.
I went batshit crazy. Yeah. I still feel like I haven't recovered from it. Yeah,
that's a real thing in the COVID.
Dude, I feel like my brain turned around. Like my brain turned to mush after it, and I don't know anything, and I'm dumb, and like it's just I have a different perspective and like outtake. And the reason why was just like I was just cruising. I was like, sweet, everything's great. Like we get to do these live shows, and then all of a sudden they're just like, you can't do anything. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do it. I didn't go to school. I'm not good at anything else besides what we were doing. And we worked like, you know, it's like when you work fucking really hard at something that's very specific. And then they're like, you can't do that. Yeah. Imagine if somebody like taking music away from you, you know? Yeah. It's a really, really strange feeling, but I'm getting back in the groove of it now. Yeah. Doing stuff like this helps a lot. Like having an outside perspective.
Is this like therapy to you?
Yeah. This is why I love doing this. Yeah. I love doing this. I love talking to people. It's like it bothers everybody else in my company, but I'll stop and talk to anybody. Yeah. Doesn't matter. And I'm genuinely interested. Yeah. Like it's not like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't write any questions because I knew that like from what Josh told me about you, I knew that I was gonna be able to sit down and have like a genuine conversation with you once we broke that thing. Yeah. Once we broke that thing. Yeah. I knew that that's what's going to happen. So how long are you out here for?
I'm leaving Friday.
What else you got planned? Are you allowed to say like what, like for anybody that like what I want to do, probably the most important thing about this is letting everybody on this podcast know who you are, what you're about, what you have coming up, what you think is important, and like what you're excited, like why you're excited to be a part of this whole fucking weird machine that we're in. Yeah.
Well, what I got coming up, I'm working on an album called Choose Life. It's done. We just polishing up, going in and working on the fine details. I'm Petti Hendrix. Man, I love music, first and foremost, man. I just love music, and I just love the energy. I love to be around it. You know, man, and this it, man. You know, so anybody out there, man, I just want them like to be they self, like just take a chance on yourself, cause you can't fail. It only could be a lesson, you know. So only time you fail is when you quit. So just be yourself, man. You never know who watching. Like I had 23 monthly listeners, like, and Josh found me, you know. So man, it ain't about numbers. It's just being your pure self, man. Your purest form, and anything can happen, man. At any time, man. Like. Man, everything was going bad for me, super bad, man. And Benji FaceTime, he called my phone. Like, man, I don't even know how to explain this. Like,
where were you when that? Like, what were you like?
I was with some dog. I was with 2 dogs, but like at the stairs, like just thinking about my life. Just got off I was working a food truck. I had like flour and stuff on me. Like, come on, like, man, is this my life, bro? And sat at the stairs, man. I remember me getting a bad text, bro, and I just asked, like, man, I'm doing everything right, bro. Why is this happening to me? And when I said that, the phone rang. I didn't know the number, but I just answered it. FaceTime. It was Benji Madden, bro. My life changed, bro, ever since, bro. Period. It ain't even money or now. I'm talking about energy. My whole life flipped. Straight up, man. Like, man, it's the best stuff. I wish my dad was here, bro, my TT, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, straight up, bro.
I like that you.
Drop a tear a little bit,
I like that you were like, yo, it's
Man.
not about money, because it's this like it's not really.
No, I mean that stuff don't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. You can't do any. It's not nothing that I care about. I care about like what you're talking about.
Oh man,
right?
I mean it's here,
dude. It's good. That means that you care about it. I care about it. Like I'll probably watch this back and tear up, dude, because it's like It's rare that I find somebody that like gives so much of a shit about it that when they talk about it, they fucking tear up.
Yeah, man.
Like, what a fucking wild thing. Like, what an amazing thing that we get to do.
It's crazy, man.
Like, just this, like I said, dude, this is all extra. For me, this is all extra.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't be here. You know, we were just two dudes sitting here that probably shouldn't be here.
Probably wouldn't even know each other.
You know? And what a cool thing.
Yeah,
and now I'll know
cool.
you forever. Now we're going to be doing some stuff together.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what you're doing, dude. Is there anything else you want to fucking hit? Because I have like there's some stuff that I want to talk about. I don't know if we can talk about it on camera.
No, just anybody that grew up in poverty, no matter what color you is, just choose life, man. That's it. Choose life, man. All for the rest of your life. I was gonna say all 2024. For the rest of your life, just choose life, man. Just choose to be different. Dare to be different. Just take a chance on yourself. That's it. You dig? P. Hen, we out.
You're the man.